Isaac practices the piano the same number of minutes each day. The relationship between the number of days, x, and the total number of minutes he practices, y, is represented by the graph below. So just to clarify, along the x-axis we have number of days, and then along the y-axis we have a total of minutes. So again, x goes left and right, y goes up and down. Just a quick review. Okay, before we get started, I want to give you a hint. Remember, unit rate must have a denominator of 1. So most of the time, at least when we were dealing with slope, our m would be written as y over x. And I'm simply reminding you that when we have a unit rate, this x value has to be a 1. It just has to. So by definition, unit rate must have a denominator of 1. So over here, they're given 2 points. I have point A and point B, and I'm going to write the ordered pairs, and I'm going to show you that we really only have to focus on one of them. So here's point B, and to get to point B, I'd go 1 to the right and then up 20 units. And notice that going up, that first interval is 20. So I'm going to go ahead and write 1, 20. And then just a reminder, there's x and that's y. Now to point A, we'd go 9 units to the right and then up 180. So I'm going to write 9, 180. Again, that's x and that's y. So automatically, I'm not going to deal with this one because my x value is 9. I'm not saying that this ratio won't reduce to this one. I'm just saying let's not even mess with it. If they want us to give them the unit rate, we're going to focus on this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and write unit rate. I have to write this as a fraction, so I'm going to put unit rate. And my y value goes on top, so that's going to be 20. My x value goes on bottom, and 20 over 1, that again, we agree with the definition. Remember, unit rate must have a denominator of 1. I've got a denominator of 1. Now it's really important we'll go ahead and write our units. Most people on Thursday and Friday's homework, they wrote the correct fraction, but it's a unit rate, and a unit rate has to have units. In other words, this 1 represents our x value. So this is 1, notice right here, that's a day, and notice that's an x. So obviously if my 1 is x, I have to go ahead and put day on the bottom. And this is what was missing from a lot of people's homework. Next, my y value over here, and this is really talking, the units I'm talking about is minutes. So my unit rate is 20, and I'm just going to abbreviate minute. 20 minutes in 1 day. So this is the very first thing that you have to do. Write the fraction. The unit rate fraction is 20 minutes over 1 day. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing, but I'm just going to go ahead and write a sentence with it. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm going to try to, switch pages for some reason. The unit rate is 20 minutes per day, period. And that's it. So I'm just going to go ahead and clarify. The first thing that you have to do is to write the unit rate as a fraction. So in this case, it's going to be unit rate is 20 minutes over 1 day. And then you have to write the unit rate as a sentence. The unit rate is 20 minutes per day. Both of these combined is enough work for this question. So let's go ahead and look at it. We're going to look for the unit rate is 20 minutes per day. No, that's 180 minutes per day. 9 days per minute, so they're trying to mess with you using these. Point B is the unit rate is 20 minutes per day. And notice that this one's really close, but it switches it. It says it's 20 days per minute, which is kind of ridiculous. So we're going to have choice number 3. That matches what we wrote down here.